Hey up YouTube, welcome to the latest video. Today I'm going to be taking you through a little bit of a full day of eating, showing what I kind of get up to there, but mainly to talk about the subject of reverse dieting and moving from one dieting phase into the other, i.e. going from a deficit into a surplus, or going from a surplus into a deficit, or even into a maintenance, depending on where you are right now and what you're trying to achieve and your goals. So stay tuned. And potatoes, huh? I recorded it, so I'll just have to roll with the potatoes. What are you doing, mate?
He says, what is it? I do not know. Thank you.
This morning, my pre-workout meal kind of thing that I have, it's not really a meal, but it's always the same and it always has been the same. I need something to eat in the morning. Sarah, for a prime example, she doesn't actually have anything in the morning. She'll have a pre-workout sometimes, not all the times, depending on how tired she feels. Whereas me personally, I need to have something like a banana. Also have bulk hydration drink, which is basically just full of electrolytes and some quick release carb. Then some beta alanine, because man loves the itches, but also can help with a little bit of performance. I just like the way it makes me feel, to be honest. Creatine from a strength and performance aspect. Today's session was in honor of our Queen Elizabeth, which was a spicy little workout in a pair, which I did with Big Jack. You won't know, but if you're at training, you're watching this, you will know him. So maybe you do know him. It's a team of two, 1,926 meter row, obviously, for the year she was born, 96 alternate snatches, 70 burpees, 96 pull-ups, 70 clean and jerks, 96 ring dips, and then 2,022 meter row to finish. I will take you through breakfast. So breakfast at the moment looks very much pretty similar every single day. Scrambled eggs, avocado, a bit of bread, some butter obviously on that bread, and sriracha sauce. That is about 500 calories less than what I was having when I was in my peak of my surplus. Having was 2 bagels, 2 eggs, 2 lean bacon medallions, and 2 lean pork sausages. That was a lot of calories. Obviously, my point was trying to get a lot of calories in, so that was obviously the effect that I had there. Now in a place where I still, because of my output, can eat quite a lot in terms of still being in a deficit and losing body fat, which is my goal going forward, which is going to bring me on to like that first topic that I want to speak about when it comes to reverse dieting, and say when you're going from one phase into another. If you were, using myself as an example, eating at 4,500 calories in a surplus, if I was to just then throw that down to 2,900 where I am now and seeing the fat loss changes that I am, I would be saying goodbye to any energy levels or goodbye to any performance in the gym. My sleep would be shocking, your training would just massively suffer. Ultimately, you just feel very, very hungry, and it's an aspect that you just don't want to go in. So that purpose of reverse dieting can sometimes feel a little bit monotonous and annoying, that you have to go through a slow process to get to where you want to be, but it ultimately pays off massively in the long run. This logic obviously still needs to apply if you're going the other way. So if you're trying to build muscle and you're at the moment it's kind of floating around in a maintenance and you need to then commit to a surplus, what you don't want to do is just suddenly start eating a ton of calories, right? Because your body won't be used to it. Digestively, you're not going to be able to handle it. You're going to feel very fatigued because all of a sudden you've got a lot more food in. I was in a surplus for a year and a half, upwards towards 2 years. So it was a long time to commit to having more calories, and I started at about 3.5, and just over time slowly built up into that. And as my weight would plateau, or I'd just not see as much changes as I want to see, more food needed to go in, and I'd always just increase 100, let that do its thing. When that plateau then happened again, increase another 100, let it do its thing. And that's what it's always about. It's about making those small increases or decreases each week, but not doing something so drastic that it has a huge impact. And then something I like to say to clients and say to people is that you need breathing space, okay? So if you were to just have all the calories in the world and then your weight starts to plateau, and you're feeling like all you're doing is eating, you're always full, and you're not actually physically able to get more food in, how are you going to get more food in? Whereas if you started in a process of a lower calorie at the very off and slowly built up, you're just giving yourself far more opportunity for success. I'm gonna have a coffee. I'm gonna finish this bulk clear whey, which is the strawberry and watermelon flavor, which is probably my favorite flavor. I will catch up with you in a little bit when we have lunch. As you will see there, for lunch, we had some chicken, some potato, some sour cream and chive dip, and then some lentil salted crisps, which are phenomenal. We've got some knockoff versions from Aldi, which taste exactly the same. No, they don't taste exactly the same, but they're obviously a lot cheaper, and it's easy from Aldi. Lunch compared to what things used to be like, fairly similar. The reason for that is mainly because Sarah usually makes lunch. A little dog walk in a second.
He said, what? What are you saying? I can hear you say my favorite word.
And usually then I have a little snack, which I will show you what I have when we get back. Yes, team, we're back from a dog walk. New snack. So we have a bulk vegan brownie, a protein pot. Whereas usually what I've been having recently is protein puddings from Aldi, which are absolutely marvelous, but we've actually run out. It's actually gonna be a pre-workout as well. If I'm still a bit hungry after eating these, I'm gonna have an apple as well. I've just got some rowing and running intervals that I'm gonna be doing. Obviously, again, like this would look very different when I was put as much calories in as possible. Thrown in some rice cakes here as well. Oat bars, piece of bread with some peanut butter and jam, something like that. That's just gonna help from a calorie perspective. And it's just going back to everything that I've told you before through this video. Do you need to be patient with things and take it easy with the foods that you are eating? I've been in a full-on deficit for only 4 weeks now, but I spent about 6 weeks coming to a maintenance. That has been the process I've gone through. It's gone through a 10 weeks process to today, where I'm now saying, okay, I'm in a deficit, I'm just ticking along nicely. Something I'll always get across to clients is that it's important we eat as much food as possible, but obviously you want to see those changes, right? And I've been through times in my life where I ate like a bodybuilder, I trained like a bodybuilder, and put myself in a nasty hole where training sucked and everything in my life was difficult. I was just hungry all the time, and that's because I was just so focused on being as lean as possible, but then having that detriment where I just wasn't fueling my body with enough calories. We're literally looking at about 4 years since I've last been in deficit trying to lose body fat. It's just been a big focus of mine, like obviously doing a lot more CrossFit now. I wanted to put on a lot of weight to help me with a lot of the barbell work and ultimately to get as strong as possible. That has been fully met. Like my numbers have absolutely shone through the roof, but that has all been because of that process I've followed over the last 1.5 to 2 years. So it's I'm finding it personally quite enjoyable to now be in a deficit and be a little bit strict with food, not smashing a packet of cookies in the evening or smashing just as much food as humanly possible, because it does get a little bit tedious, but also just to flick that switch, flick that mental switch to say to yourself, like, you can say no. And I think that's something that's even powerful. Like I'll even do it with Sarah. She'll offer something to me and I will say no. Like it's not difficult, it's just about having that self-control. And that's, I'm sure a lot of you guys watching this will have that at this point in time where that's something that you struggle with. That could be the very thing that's letting you down. So don't let it let you down. So yeah, I'm gonna eat this, I'm gonna head off to the gym, and then I will show you through dinner, which is gonna be a gusto meal. That's something that we smash a lot of at the moment. You are still here, thank you very much for staying in. I won't really show in the gym because, to be honest, it's just gonna be boring. It's gonna be me running on a treadmill, it's gonna be me rowing on a rubber, so it's not exactly gonna give you much fulfillment, is it? So on that note, I will catch you in a bit. Back from the gym, and it is gusto tea. What have we got on the menu tonight, dear? Oh, she doesn't want to be in it. Oh, well, it's too late because you're already in it. Oh, flipping flip. We are having fish with salt and vinegar chips. As I said before, gusto meal, which is nice and easy. Obviously, for my caliber of cooking skills, it makes variety pretty good because Sarah comes home from PT and I've cooked. Although tonight isn't one of those nights. You've cooked for me, so that kind of defeats the point of what I'm trying to say. But yeah, Gusto is really good. I'm going to finish up the video here because I don't want to just be too boring of me talking, which I feel like it has been. You actually want to see the food. She spent so long. She spent 50 minutes according to the menu. It would have taken me about 3 hours and 50 minutes, I'll tell you that. We had one the other day. It said 30 minutes to make. It took me 60. I think it's a joke. I will usually have after this, as we can't go to sleep without having something for dessert. Usually something like this, like a white Magnum. These are Caramel's white chocolate biscuits. In the surplus life, I was having more on the side of like a 1,200 calorie thing of oats, so just loads of porridge, peanut butter, banana, yeah, just all of it. So very different, but hopefully you've taken a lot away from this video. If there are topics you want me to cover, if there's things that you struggle in a food department, comment them down below. Someone probably is thinking the same thing, and I will do my best to cover that in a future video. And apart from before I go, make sure you obviously drop the video a like if you have enjoyed it, which you obviously would have. Make sure you hit the big red subscribe button, because I'm going to be committing to making more YouTube videos, because #content, and I will see you very, very soon.